Should you eat only red meat? Now hold on, carnivores. It's time to rethink your plate. You're watching The Daily Dose with me. I'm Dr. Mitch. Thank you so much for joining us. 44 years of being a physician in the integrative medical space, written for textbooks, hundreds of articles, and lecture pretty much all over the world. In this episode, I'm going to look at meat-based versus plant-based diet for longevity. Now, breaking down the benefits of the carnivore diet is as follows. Total red meat consumption, they found, for up to 16 weeks does not affect changes in biomarkers of glycemic or sugar control or inflammation for adults free of, but at risk for, cardiometabolic disease, which is the bane of now. This is the disease of what we're going through. And by the way, if you like our content, please subscribe, give this video a like, and make sure you stay notified when we upload new videos like this one, The Daily Dose. Make sure you stay with me till the end for my tip of the day. It's always one that I believe you can't find that easily anywhere. But it's also time to rethink which really is best for me. Is it plant-based or is it just meat-based? Well, let's start with some facts. In 2021, not that long ago, Harvard published a large study. It was called Behavioral Characteristics and Self-Reported Health Status among 2,029 adults that consumed a carnivore meat diet. Participants had consumed carnivore diet for at least 14 months. Red meat consumption was daily or more often in 85% of the participants, but they reported high levels of satisfaction. As well as these benefits, 100% of the diabetics that were in the study came off injectable medication. That's a wow. 92% of the diabetics came off insulin completely. Wow. And 84% of diabetics came off all oral medications. Now we're talking. C-reactive protein, which is diabetic, does to a lining of our arteries cause chronic inflammation, as that is a chronic inflammation marker, decreased significantly in the people on the carnivore diet. Meat provides a complete source of protein. It contains all the essential amino acids that are necessary for muscle growth, repair, and overall body function. You heard what I said. It has all the necessary amino acids. Animal meat, especially from grass-fed animals, is a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. You must have omega-3 fatty acids to stay alive and also to have low amounts, if any, of inflammation. Meat is rich in B vitamins also, such as B12, niacin, riboflavin, and minerals like iron, which is more easily absorbed than a plant-based non-heme iron. Zinc is in meat and selenium as well. Now, a couple of the advantages if you are trying to do a ketotic type of diet, meaning that you're trying to basically have a diet where you're trying to get away from the sugar, lower the carbohydrate. Meat could be the excellent source for that. Some people with autoimmune conditions report reduced inflammation and symptoms when on a carnivore diet, and that's potentially due to the elimination of the plant-based anti-nutrients. Now, you may be saying that what are anti-nutrients? What do you mean plant has anti-nutrients? For those of you that are vegan or close to vegan, you should be aware that in seeds, nuts, grains, and legumes, there are chemicals that bind minerals such as iron, zinc, and calcium. You also have things that are called oxalates. They're found in green leafy vegetables, spinach, rhubarb, and even beet greens. They bind calcium, and many know that it can cause crystals. Well, calcium oxalate is the #1 cause of kidney stones. There's also lectins, which are found in legumes, grains, and some vegetables, and they interfere with the absorption of nutrients and cause digestive distress in some people, and it also can bind to the gut lining. Now, tannins also, which we find in tea, coffee, wine, some fruits like grapes and persimmons and legumes, can inhibit the absorption of iron and proteins, and can cause digestive issues if you eat in large amounts. Also, there is something called glucosinolates. It's found in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, cabbage. You know, the good ones you always hear, but they can interfere. Also with thyroid function because they inhibit iodine uptake. They compete for the iodine, and that could be a problem. And of course, there is a way of mitigating some of these anti-nutrient effects, and that's cooking, soaking, fermentation, and sprouting. Now, I'm not trying to push anyone towards, oh, you should do a carnivore diet. I don't mean that at all. I'm giving you both sides of the coin so you can make your own decision. Well, the disadvantages, which we need to look at as well of carnivore diet, it too is missing some nutrients that are typically found in plant-based foods, specifically vitamin C, which is mostly found, in orange juice and all the other citrus, magnesium, and there are things called phytonutrients that are only found in plants that your body needs to fight cancer and other things. The gut microbiome can be disturbed by a meat-only diet because it changes the diversity in there. And there are some studies that say there is an increased risk of cancer by consuming red processed meats. And of course, particular colorectal cancer is one of the ones often said that it's due to the compounds produced in meats. If you cook them, if you burn them, if you grill meats, you will cause heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These are cancer-causing, particularly chemicals. And too much meat and you have a kidney problem, you'll not be able to get rid of all the protein. And of course, there may not be enough fiber in meat that you have in a plant. So what's the tip of the day? I think you ask. I tell you, if you're going to do all of a plant diet, you're going to need to take iron, B12, omega-3 fatty acids, and specifically the amino acid taurine, which you find prevalent in the energy drinks. But the truth is, the best diet, and I know some people think eating right for their blood type, it's another discussion pretty much. I know most of the people that have done these special diets and things of this nature, but we are in a position where we need to look at how we handle foods. In the mouth, the very first enzyme we have is called ptyalin, also known as amylase. It helps to digest the starches and sugars. It's there for a reason because we are also meant to eat, of course, carbohydrates. So if you really want the best diet, it should be nutrient-dense Mediterranean diet. Whole grains, olive oil, nuts and seeds, lean poultry, meat and fish, moderate dairy intake, and make sure that your plate not only has protein perhaps in meat or fish or chicken, but also has the vegetables and fruits that you should have. That kind of diet is more likely to keep you healthy long-term than any other diet. This is the Daily Dose. I'm Dr. Mitch, the Chief Medical Officer for Huelite USA. And for more information on what we do and the products we offer, you can always visit HueliteUSA.com. That's HUELIGHT USA.com. Thanks so much for joining us.